What's up, guys? All right, so today I have a very cheap option for an Optic, which I think will be pretty amazing. Now, the primary arms Optic come in about $199. This one, reputation might be a little better just because the primary arms one hasn't been out that long, but this company has a pretty good reputation, and it was $169. I bought this on sale for $169. You can still get them right now as I'm making this video. By the time this video goes up, you're probably not going to be able to get them, but they're still pretty reasonable. But at the time I'm filming this video, they're still $179.99. What am I talking about? The Holosun HS407A3. So let's see what comes in a box. It's just like, I've already opened this. It's just like all your other Holosuns. You actually have, your top piece here. That's how they all come. They all come in this same box. You have this foam piece, your Holosun card. You have your instruction manual. Don't eat this. A little cleaning cloth. And then inside here you have some screws. You have the Optic. And in my opinion, the best Optic tool on the market, and I keep every one of these because I have these everywhere. They're in vehicles, they're in range bags, they're in my safe, they're on my dresser. These little tools are everywhere because I'm always working on an Optic. But what this is, it is essentially a 507C X2 without the circle dot reticle and without the solar on the top. Which I want to tell y'all straight up, as soon as I get a 507C, I cut that solar off. Any Optic I get of Holosun's with the solar, I immediately cut that off. And I'm going to tell you why. I can never get these dots bright enough. Like, if you're throwing out white light in front of you, you'll drown out this dot every time if you're running solar. What I usually do on my dots is I will take them outside on a sunny day, turn them up where I can see them in the direct sunlight, not like in direct sunlight, but in sunlight, bright day. And that's where I leave it. I leave it there all the time because I found out that if I can see it in bright sunlight, I can see it when a white light is turned on in front of me. So I turn off that anyway, so I don't need this. Now, one thing I will miss on this is the circle dot. I do like the circle dot in these, but the pistol I'm putting this on, which is the Core Performance Center Gun, M&P 2.0, it is also ported or compensated. So it should be a very good shooter, and I have actually put in a Apex trigger, and this thing is crazy. So here's your take up. That's it. Here's your reset. I'll do a full review of this trigger because this trigger is amazing. I think it pulls at like 1.5 pounds or just a little more than that. And I had this on a 4-inch like compact M&P, but I was like, that's too light. So I actually swapped everything out to the Performance Center gun because this isn't a gun that I would conceal carry. This is like a range toy or a competition pistol or something like that. So I put it in it, and it can have a 1.5 pound trigger. I don't care. Now, one way I do want to show you what this comes with is one way you can actually mount this stuff is it does come with all these plates. M&P with the Core system gives you all these plates. Every single one of these plates, which there's like 7 of them, is plastic. I don't do plastic plates. So I bought the CHPWS plate. I can't remember how much this was. It's like 60, 80 bucks. I can't remember. But it does come with screws. It does come with Loctite, which I won't use that. I have my own Loctite. And it does come with a little bitty thin plate. I mean, it is thin. It's very thin, but it's metal. So we're going to be using that. And as you can see, you do have the 2 holes up here. It will actually just sit right down on that, and that helps lock the Optic in for recoil. Now, I'm not going to show y'all how to mount this because I've got videos on how to mount dots. I just don't want to keep doing videos on how to mount dots, but I did want to show you this Optic. I'll do a full review of this, but for $169.99, under $170 by a penny on sale at Palmetto State Armory. That's pretty cheap. That is actually really, really cheap for essentially a 507C. So, and this one here is also the X2 Generation 2 series. So it's the same thing with just without the circle dot and no solar, which like I said, I don't use anyway. It does have the same buttons on the sides you can turn it up and down with. It does have the same battery compartment on this side. It is the same optic, the same footprint. And again, I will be mounting it on this. I will do a full review of this optic just to see if it's worth it, see how the thing performs and stuff like that, and see if it's worth it. I think Holosun's reputation with a $170 optic is probably definitely worth it. This actually may be one of the best bangs for the buck for a pistol optic on the market. I mean, seriously, I mean, this thing, I couldn't believe it. When I seen it, I was like, that's nuts. I'd never even heard of this optic when I seen it. But I'm gonna go ahead and mount it on this. I will do a full review of this gun as well, but I have never shot this gun. I've owned this gun for probably 2.5 years. Forgot I owned it really. It just kind of sat in a safe behind a bunch of other guns, and I just forgot I owned it. And when I seen this optic, I was like, what am I gonna put that on? And I pulled out my compact, and I was like, that trigger's too light. And I remembered I owned this after 2 years, and I threw the trigger in there. So this is a brand spanking new gun, and it's gonna get this brand new spanking new optic that I've never even heard of. So I just wanted to throw this out there. I wanted to tell y'all about this because I didn't know if y'all knew about the HS407A3. I'd never heard of that optic. I'd always bought 507C X2s, but this may be the better budget optic in my opinion than almost anything on the market. Crazy what price that is. But that's where we're going to end the video today. I'll come back as whenever I get this thing mounted and get the Loctite dry and stuff like that. And we'll take this thing over there and shoot it. And like I said, do a full review of the optic and a full review of the pistol as well. Again, plastic, just not a fan of that. I'm sure it's fine, or Smith & Wesson wouldn't send it, but my money is better spent on a piece of metal. Appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys. See you next time.